நீ நல்லதை தொடங்கிவிடு. வள்ளலாம் கணபதியின் நல்லாசியும் அருளும் கிடைத்துவிடும். பிள்ளையார் சுழிப்போது நீ நல்லதை தொடங்கிவிடு. ஊர்தோறும் குளத்தடியில் நம் கணபதி அமர்ந்திருப்பார். ஒவ்வொரு மனிதரது
அனைவருக்கும் இனிய மாலை வணக்கம். Good evening everyone. It's my immense pleasure to invite all of you today as a Arangetram for our beloved daughter. I am here with, by the way, my name is Annadurai. I am here with my wife Pratibha and my son Rishan and our beloved daughter in the middle of the stage here. Again, there's a lot of memories come to me and my wife when we think about Asylum Avenue and West Hartford. Many of her childhood, in fact, a lot of coincidence with Asylum Avenue. She was born in St. Francis Hospital 16 years ago, and we lived in 967 Asylum Avenue. She went to school in Montessori School in West Hartford. So, as you can see, this is a major milestone in her career, in her life. And being this in this Arangetram, we are really proud to have this in this auditorium in the University of St. Joseph's in Asylum Avenue, West Hartford. So there is a lot of coincidence there. In addition, I know a lot of people have asked me about the meaning of Nithilam. It's not her name. Her name is Nithila. But the Nithilam is a Tamil word that means pearl. As you know, this event specifically is basically a graduation of her dance. She has been learning for 7 years, and today her opportunity to present in front of all of you, and that's why we call this program Nithilam. Pearls have a way of lifting our spirits. Pearl also bring out purity, honesty, and integrity, plus feeling of beauty, dignity, and calm. I believe all those attributes she exemplifies throughout her life and beyond. So, on this day, as she is reaching her milestone, we are with gratitude, we are welcoming all of you. And at this time, I would like to transfer this over to Srimati Urviji, who is founder and director of Satvikam Shivam Dance of School, and she will take over the program from here. Again, once again, welcome everyone, and thank you for coming.
Good evening, everyone. Angikam bhuvanam yasya, vachikam sarvavammayam, aharyam chandra taradi, tam vande satvikam shivam. Welcome to divine evening of Nithilam, you're like pearl. Nithila's Arangetram, a divine peak of our Nritya Aradhana. Today, October 6, 2018. Today's Tithi is Mahapradosha, according to Tamil Panchangam, a very auspicious day for Shiva Aradhana. It's our pleasure to present you the 12th Arangetram of Sattvikam Shivam School of Indian Cultural Heritage, an institution dedicated to preserve and promote Indian culture, traditional classical arts from past 17 years. Art education in Sattvikam Shivam aims teaching Indian classical dance techniques with cultural values that elevate students' intellectual and spiritual state. Savidya ya vimukte. A beautiful thought from Vishnu Puran. It means the action which does not promote attachment. The knowledge is that which liberates. Classical dance is an art form that liberates the soul and brings the person closer to the divinity. Adding one more line from Vishnu Dharmottam Mahapuran, supporting this thought, to worship God by Natya is to fulfill all desires, and to one who does so is unfolding to the path of liberation, moksha. Bharatanatyam is an ancient traditional art form. With its origins soaked in divinity, it reflects India's culture, tradition, and glorious history at its best. Originated 5,000 years ago, techniques scientifically structured and documented 2,000 years ago by Bharata Muni. Bharatanatyam has a mythological as well as historic origin that can take you decades and centuries back in time, and still it is so fascinating and appealing for today's modern world. Emerged from temples, reached to Rangamanch, art stage, and today Bharatanatyam is one of India's leading theatrical art forms, famed all over the India. And Arangetram is a debut recital, a complete traditional repertoire called Margam, presented first time after several years of training, showcasing the grasp of fundamental aspects of Bharatanatyam. And today's Margam is very traditional, starting with Pushpanjali and Ganpati Kautubam, followed by pure rhythmic Alarippu. Jatishwaram will bring the elegance of Bharatanatyam. Abhinaya, along with devotion, will be presented in very popular, loved Tamil Kriti, Alarippu. A crowning piece of Bharatanatyam, Varnam, will be followed by Ashtalakshmi Stotram, and Joy of Folk will be presented in Kavri Chindu. Vibrant rendering of Shiva-stuti will be followed by delightful Tilana, bringing the lively climax to the Arangetram. Let me invite Bala Thiruji. He is a great and always inspiring personality, and needs no introduction. Nithila's Tamil language teacher, helping her to keep herself close to her roots. He is a partner and managing director as Delight Consulting and professor at UConn for Executive MBA program. He is president at Milan and involved in many Indian cultural activities and charity events. And singer by himself. So pleasure to have you here today. Today he is our Sarthi, and he's going to take us to the art voyage of ancient India. Handing over to Bala.
Nandri, thank you. Thank you. I'm a little bit off in the social circle lately, so some of you haven't seen me in a while. So, well, first of all, very good evening to all of you. And how many of you have really attended Arangetram before? Okay, that's a good chunk. I think for the folks who have not attended, and this is the first time, it is the most. It's the most significant milestone, not just for Nithila and also for the parents and the teachers, because it's a transformation of for her and the family, the way how they have trained and spent so much of, it's a discipline, and my nieces and everybody have gone through this. I know how important it is. Like in some ways, you can say it is like a wedding, or it's like having a child. That's that kind of a milestone. I'm so honored to be here as part of this very significant event in Nithila. She was one of the finest students, and I had for in Tamil school, where I teach in Rocky Hill. And also there is, I have twin boys and she's one of the twins. There's some connection in there. But anyway, so I know there are some rules. Cell phone in the silent mode, and I think there are exit signs up there. Please quietly if you have to go to use your restroom and things. Okay, so this is all very timed, and if you can just keep everything quiet and just kind of, I know sometimes you have to take calls and move. Please do that very quietly. So I think Urviji has kind of listed out the Arangetram. It is a margam where both the dancer and the audience, through pure traditional Bharatanatyam, path of Bharatanatyam repertoire. So we are going to start this blissful evening with the opening invocation of Pushpanjali and the Ganapati Kautuvam. So the Pushpanjali, as Pushpa means it's flower, it's a floral tribute with flowers in folded hands. This is an inaugural dance. The dancer Nithila seeks blessings of God and offers respects to Guru, musicians and audience. You have come here to bless her and also for this great initiation what she has gone through. And it is the beauty, the Pushpanjali reflects the beauty by its graceful movements, and the flower symbolizes the pure mind and the divine Indian culture. Pushpanjali will be followed by Ganapati Sloka for a lot of folks, even for Western folks who knows Lord Ganesha was the god of good luck, the god of arts and sciences, good fortune, wisdom, intelligence, and presence of mind. So he is worshipped in the commencement of any auspicious occasion. So Sloka will be followed by Ganapati Kautuvam in devotion to Lord Ganapati. It is, Kautuvam means, what does it mean? It means it's a kavide, or it's a kavya, it's a Kautuvam. It is derived from that word. What that means is it's a poetic excellence of how the expressions will be rendered. With that, I'm going to invite Nithila on the stage. Let's start with the Pushpanjali and followed by Ganesh Kautuvam.
गणादि सेवितम् कपित्त जम्बू फलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतम् शोक विनाशकारणम् नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम्
So I have a quiz for you. Do you know any form of dance and any art always goes through some kind of some level of difficult time? When Britishers came, who actually put a stop in not performing all this in the temples, and someone who came and revived it. I'll come back and you guys, someone can tell who don't know Google, nothing, but tell me who that is. We'll go with the next presentation, Alarippu. The joy of pure rhythm serves as a prelude to the event. Alarippu is symbolically as well as physically the blossoming of both the dancer and the dance. So the artistry of dance, as some of your dancers here, who really enjoys even watching dance, it's starting with the delicate eye movements, adding neck gestures, unique arm moves, and the significant footwork. So the eye movement, it starts the first communication, then the artist draws a sketch using a brush of dance movements, filling the space with grace. All movements of the performance, a set of beats of tala. The dance is a pure nritya offering in double and triple rhythms. There be absolute harmony of movement between the head, the hands, and the feet. Nithila presenting Alarippu. Alright, while they're trying to set up something, let's kind of engage here, okay? So, the revival was done by, does anyone has an answer? Rukmini are India, that's right. So, Western women who actually fell in love with this form of dance, and she actually fought and revived the dance. So, it's interesting for me. I will come back and talk about some kind of a connection between the first century and until today, what Nithila is performing here. Presentation starts. Bharatanatyam is only for females or women? Yes? No? Okay. Why? Because Kamal Hassan dances? Is that why? So, Bharatanatyam has two aspects. One is the female aspect, which is Lasya, which is characterized by very graceful movements. The male aspect, which is Shiva, the Tandava, which is symbolized by masculine vigor. So what we are seeing here is the Lasya. So let's move on to the next presentation. It's Jatiswaram. So Jatiswaram is one of the most beautiful pieces of pure dance. It brings the three aspects of the dance: music, rhythm, and movements. This presentation is in Rag Chakravaham, in which the artist Nithila weaves a rhythmic tapestry of swaras, which is musical syllables, interlaced with the different rhythmic patterns of tala and jatis, the dance patterns and the rhythm. So the Jatiswaram is like a mountain river. Its streams of melodies appear here and there, divided by stones of rhythmic patterns, spread all along the main channels of raga. So the Mridangam, our specialist Vidwan Gaurish, is going to produce a variety of fascinating sounds, right? The dancer adds to that cadence with her feet, preserving the tala. The chief effect of this number is a pleasing harmony of sounds. The message of Jatiswaram is beauty. It begins with a beautiful eye glances, a rhythmic stamping of the feet to the cue of commencement of the brisk Thirmanam, establishing the tempo and pace of the dance, followed by Pallavi and Pallavi. It is a proper posture and movements that's called the Anga Shuddha, right? In combination of flow of rhythm. So bringing the pure joy of Nritya item, presenting the Jatiswaram in Raga Chakravaham, Tala Rupakam, composer Natyacharya, Padma Shri Award, Dandayatha Pani Pillai, presenting Nithilam. I request the musicians to take a little bit, because we're going to play some video. It's a costume change for the next song, so don't go anywhere. This is not a real break, okay? So there's going to be a costume change, and then by then I think Annadurai is going to play some video with the family wishes. As I said, this is one of the most significant events in Nithila's life. Obviously, the whole family and friends who could not make it here, they've sent wishes and they compiled some video, and for you to understand how important such a big day for her today. So how's it going so far?
Beautiful.
Good? It's very gripping. It's not boring. Typically when I used to be a kid, Arangetram was... But I think the more you understand the explanation of what each presentation, what it is, I think you can actually watch the various expressions and things. It's amazing.
Harido
கிடைக்கணும்னு நான் ப்ரே பண்ணுறேன். ஆல் தி பெஸ்ட்.
Nithila, all the best. Mother, நல்லா பண்ண. My best wishes.
Hello, Nithu. Wish you all the best. பரதநாட்டியம் வந்து இந்தியாவோட ஒரு தொன்மையான கலை. அதை நீ ஃபாலோ பண்ணி யூஎஸ்ல இருந்தும் அதை படிச்சு அதில் நீ அரங்கேற்றம் பண்ண எனக்கு ரொம்ப மனசு திருப்தியா இருக்கு.
நித்துமா, வாழ்த்துக்கள். அரங்கேற்றம் சிறப்புட நடைபெற வாழ்த்துக்கள்.
Welcome everyone, those who are present here to grace this occasion. Nithuma, it's a very proud moment. We miss being there at this special moment, but our blessings are always with you. May the great God Nagarajara be with you for your successful performance on this day. God bless you, darling. Thank you once again for those who are here to support Nithila. Love you, Nithuma.
Hi, Nithila. Best wishes for your Arangetram. We're all very proud of you. We can't wait to watch your performance. All the very best. Ta-da.
Hi, Nithila. All the best for your Arangetram. On this special day, we all are very happy and excited. You are the graceful dancer of our family, and so enjoy and have fun while dancing. We love you, Nithu. We wish we were there with all our blessings and wishes are with you. Bye, Nithu. Have fun.
You have a fine chance to show your talent. All
நான் முதல்ல உனக்கு தேங்க்ஸ் சொல்லணும். நான் உன் குடும்பத்தில் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு பரதநாட்டியத்தில் இன்வால்மெண்ட்டோடு இருக்கிறதில்ல, உன்னுடைய இன்வால்மெண்ட்டுக்கு தாண்டி நான் உன்னை தேங்க் பண்ணணும். அதே நேரத்தில் கங்க்ராட் ஃபார் த அரங்கேற்றம்.
இந்த முதல் அரங்கேற்றம் பண்ணிக்கிறேன்ப்பா. இந்த பெருமையை பேத்தி நல்லா எனக்கு கிடைச்சிருக்கு. ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருக்குப்பா.
நின் நாட்டியத்தின் நாட்டங்கள் நாடும் வளமையுற நயமான வாழ்த்துக்கள்.
Congratulations on not only finishing your Bharatanatyam course, but also becoming the best dancer in our family. Enjoy your stage performance. Enjoy it.
Vanakkam, Atma, Namaste. Greetings to everyone gathered for Nithila's Arangetram. I'm so happy and proud of you. You have achieved and come to the finale Arangetram, and I'm sure you will rock wherever, whatever you do. You will do everything with this grace and blessings and the harmony you have received through Bharatanatyam. My sincere gratitude to your teacher who has taught you this wonderful art, and my namaskaram to you.
Today the whole family, wherever we are, we're going to be praying for you. We're gonna send all our love to you, and you're gonna rock it. You're gonna, like how you are in all our hearts, you're gonna dance your way to millions of hearts today and forever. Go, Nithila!
That was very sweet and touching. That's what the family and friends are for. And so now, I'm going to take, this one is one of my favorite. Don't ask me why, but I think I grew up with this not knowing what it is. But the whole swaram, the talam, the whole feel to it is like awesome. The Kirtanam is Alarippu. We have the best vocalist who is going to mesmerize us with Alarippu. The folks who come from, Tamil Nadu, folks who have visited this, it's one of the beautiful tradition. Now, I'm going to a little bit, talk through this, because this is sort of, I take time to explain this, the feel of this song. So this presentation is a very poetic, lyrical, and it's a first dance exploring Mukhaj Abhinaya, which is a facial expressions. Watch the facial expression with the devotional theme. But behind this, the pure essence of Indian dance is Abhinaya. It's a Krishna-themed performances, bring out the best and the real charm of Sattvic Abhinaya. So this actually exhibits, you can, some of you who love your lovers and, all this, you can probably relate to this. This is Radha, is one of, Krishna's bhakt or lover. She's waiting for union with Lord Krishna, and similarly, bhakt's longing for union with the divine. So the way it if you look at the facial expression, you watch it, it's like the world is bathed in moonlight and the breeze wafts and the sound of the flute. The flute is going to be awesome. We'll have a formal introduction of them. Pradyut is going to be doing, when I heard it yesterday in the rehearsal, it was like goosebumps. It's like the mystery and the restless and the waves of ocean, right? At times, her overwhelming love makes a weight unbearable. You watch all this, you watch all these facial expressions. Won't you come and hold me in the lonely grove and make me flower in this emotional state? It's sort of, it's an expression of an image of someone who is longing for love, whom they love. So, this is actually a Tamil poet-composer, Uttukada Venkat Subbayar. As she begs for union, as devotees thus with Krishna, beg for moksha, a release from this cycle of birth and death and union with the divine. So you can see, in this you will see some aspects of restlessness, some aspects of jealousy, some aspects of lack of faith, because are you waiting, are you with somebody else? It's all that is sort of, let doubts fill our mind, causing more grief. So presenting well-known and well-loved kriti of Viraha Bhava. Viraham is the weight and all that. So presenting, this ragam is Kannada and Talam Adi. Obviously this is composed in Tamil. And we are going to have a best presentation. I've heard him and both, Balu sir and Pradyut. It's going to be awesome. Enjoy. And obviously with the Nithilam. It's such a joy to watch her performing. So now, this is again a costume change. Again, it's now we're going to honor our musicians and pictures. So musicians, and while they're setting it up, so how many of you know that is this one question is Bharatanatyam? I should have Tamil. I should say Bharatanatyam. Bharatanatyam, is it only for Hindus? Is it performed only by Hindus? Sorry? Is it like a religious thing or no? Art is for everything. Yeah, exactly. It's actually, when it started, it was all only for Hindu religious because it mostly performed inside the temple. But over the period of time, with so much of transcends all the religion, caste, creed, and the whole world thing, with the Rukmini Arangetram all came. So now it's actually performed by folks with the Muslim faith, Christianity, different countries. I mean, I think I did some research on even all over the Europe. There's so much of follow-up and things. So one of the things is, I was just telling you from connecting the dots and how this is the 1st century, the oldest form of dance form, and now we are what, 21st or 22nd century, and here's Nithila performing. Look at the impact of, how it's been followed through the entire. It will continue forever. It's such a grace form. Anyway, with another, are you going to come here? So it's. I want to introduce formally our team here. Guru Srimati Urvi Pathak. She doesn't need any introduction for Connecticut folks, for folks who don't know her. I've known her in so many different forms, and she's been a huge help in a lot of her community activities and things. And she is the founder, choreographer, director, teacher at Sattvikam Shiva, and she's trained in Pantanalu style. You know what surprised me, honestly? She's not from Tamil Nadu. Obviously in India you have so many different regions and folks follow different things. But I think she's a Nattuanar that she actually does these talams. So she, when I got to know her, she actually trained in Pantanalu style Bharatanatyam by reputed Guru Srimati Smita Shastri, who is the disciple of renowned Guru Sri Kittappa Pillai. A lot of you know, if you're from Tamil Nadu, they're at the Tangier quadrant. She has received a degree in Bharatanatyam, Nithila. She has been performing, instructing Bharatanatyam for almost 20 years. I know she looks pretty young. As part of the school, and also she's been a huge support. I mean, I was part of the Nithilam organization. She's always there for that. She strongly believes that dancer's life is a continuous process of artistic evolution. True art and creativity come from within. So thank you for all the things you do. So thank you. Next, I'd like to introduce, I'm actually a big fan, Vidwan Shri B. Balasubramanian. Actually, he's a professor at Wesleyan University. And for a long time I didn't know. He's such a humble human being that you won't even know the depth of knowledge he has. So he's obviously, we call him Balu sir. He's a South Indian Carnatic music performer, educator and a researcher. He began his music lessons from his father, Sri D. Balraj, and subsequently studied under several teachers including Sangeeta Kala Acharya Sri V. Krishnamurti, Sangeeta Kalanidhi T. Brinda, Sangeeta Kalanidhi T. Vishwanathan. Balu received his PhD in music from the University of Madras. He is the recipient of several awards and scholarships from India and US. Balu is an adjunct associate professor of music at Wesleyan University, Middletown, Connecticut, where he has been teaching since 2003. It's been a pleasure having such a wonderful time. Next, I'd like to introduce Vidwan Shri Gaurish Chandrasekhar, Mridangam. I saw him performing. It was like I don't know. It's another. These guys, I know some of them personally. He's a student of Sri K. Kalyanakrishnan from Tanjore Upendran School of Mridangam. He had advanced training under late Sri Trichy Raghava Iyer, Bharati School of Music and Arts, Mumbai, India. Oh, that's how you speak Hindi. Okay, now I get it. And Kalaimamani Sri Thiruvadur Bhaktavachanam. He has conducted lectures at various music schools in Boston area, including Berklee School of Music. He regularly provides percussion for Arangetram in the New England area and has over 18 years of concert playing experience. Gaurish has won awards for Mridangam at the Cleveland Aradhana and Simana. Thank you for being here. I know you've been a huge support for all the Arangetram. Thank you. So next I'd like to introduce, he's a personal friend of mine, Kalyan Gopalakrishnan, Vidwan Kalyan, that I can't call, Vidwan Kalyan Gopalakrishnan, violin. He's one of those guys, I know him, I've worked with him, we were colleagues. He's another one of the most humble human being, very simple, but knows his stuff. He started learning violin at the age of 9 and has trained under several eminent musicians, including Sri Chittur V. Tyagarajan, Padma Shri Mandolin New Srinivas, Srimati Nirmala Rajashekar, Srimati Kamakshi Kalyan Sundaram, that's his wife by the way, and Dr. B. Balasubramanian. He has also performed solo concerts as part of Sahaja Yoga meditation programs, where the goal of music is to help the audience experience a meditative state of inner, no wonder, all these proposals and all that you do well, okay, no pressure. Inner peace and joy. Kalyan lives in Glastonbury where I live. Thank you, Kalyan, it's always a pleasure. So next guy is Vidwan Sri Prayuth Nadutota. Actually, I saw him yesterday, day before I was here. There's a dude with the jeans and all stylish. Like, who's this guy coming? and then he picks up his flute and it's totally transformed. Prayuth is a disciple of renowned professional flute player Sri Mysore A. Chandan Kumar. Prayuth started his early flute lessons at the age of 9. Is it like 5 years back? And has had the honor of learning from many distinguished musicians, including Sri R.K. Srikantan, Mysore Srinath, Sikul, Mala Chandrasekhar, Mysore A.V. Prakash, and others. He has performed in several venues in New England, the Midwest, and in India, and has played in fundraising concerts for hospitals and temples. Prayuth accompanies Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi Arangetrams throughout the US and teaches Carnatic flute in the Boston area. I'm going to sign up. Okay, thank you for being here and support. All right, thank you, and it's a photo time. Let me stand with them. All right. Are you guys getting bored? I see everybody standing still enjoying the show. That's awesome. What is next? So, this is how, this is called, the presentation is going to be called Varnam. Varnam means in English it's called paint. The paint, the colors, it reflects the various emotions, blending of emotions. It's like you will see the complexity. It's kind of as you see how it's all getting advanced. It's going to be demonstrating the variety of depth of emotions, abhinaya and complexity of footwork and movements make Varnam appealing and fascinating. So we're going to tell a story here. So if you watch, I think the Alarippu, I hope you watch the facial expressions. I mean, it's beautiful. That's the way you have to focus on this. So this is actually a crowning piece and central dance item of this Arangetram. It combines rhythm with melody, displaying a wide range of emotions, combining dance sequences and artistic patterns with Okay. Rukawat ke liye khed hai. Sorry for the interruption.
So I think I'm Rukawat. I think we have a wonderful musical team today, and thank you so much again. But I would like to introduce one more time Bala Thiruji. Please come. As I said before too, he is a wonderful personality. And we have worked on many other projects and as one team, and wonderful experience. He's always inspiring, always something new ideas, and changes himself. And so, as I said, very inspiring. And of course, he doesn't need any introduction, but I'm gonna introduce him. He is a partner and managing director at Delight Consulting, and he's also professor at UConn for executive MBA program. He's the president of Milan and handling many activities, many cultural activities there. I have seen him many places involved in so many Indian cultural activities, charity shows and doing wonderful work on so many committees, and always have to have him is like a prestigious moment, and he adds a lot to the teams. And he's a singer by himself. Please all welcome and glad to have you on team, always.
That was a little change. So I think Nithila is taking a few more minutes. In the meantime, if you all can entertain our audience for a few minutes before she comes, then I can reintroduce the Varnan concept. Thank you.
சின்னஞ்சிறு கிளியே கண்ணம்மா செல்வ களஞ்சியமே சின்னஞ்சிறு கிளியே கண்ணம்மா செல்வ களஞ்சியமே சின்னஞ்சிறு கிளியே கண்ணம்மா செல்வ களஞ்சியமே என்னை கலித்தீர்த்தே உலகில் ஏற்றம் புரிய வந்தாய் சின்னஞ்சிறு கிளியே கண்ணம்மா செல்வ களஞ்சியமே என்னை கலித்தீர்த்தே உலகில் ஏற்றம் புரிய வந்தாய் சின்னஞ்சிறு கிளியே கண்ணம்மா சின்னஞ்சிறு கிளியே கண்ணம்மா செல்வ களஞ்சியமே பிள்ளை கனியமுதே கண்ணம்மா பேசும் பொச்சித்திரமே பிள்ளை கனியமுதே கண்ணம்மா பேசும் பொச்சித்திரமே அள்ளி அணைத்திடவே என்னே அள்ளி அணைத்திடவே என்னே ஆடி வரும் தேனே சின்னஞ்சிறு கிளியே கண்ணம்மா சின்னஞ்சிறு கிளியே கண்ணம்மா செல்வ களஞ்சியமே ஓடி வருகையிலே ஓடி வருகையிலே கண்ணம்மா உள்ளம் குளிர்ந்தடி ஓடி வருகையிலே கண்ணம்மா உள்ளம் குளிர்ந்தடி ஓடி வருகையிலே கண்ணம்மா உள்ளம் குளிர்ந்தடி ஆடி திரிதல் கண்டால் உள்ளம் போல் ஆவி தழுவுதடி
me, I think Nithila is ready. The next presentation is Varna. By the way, the previous presentations, what you saw, so a little bit short, 5 minutes. But this is going to be in 20 minutes. You know why? It's a storytelling. There is a story. I'm going to set the context of what the story is. Please watch with that context. So, as I said, Varnam is like a paint. It's a lot of emotions, blending emotions, melody, rhythm, a lot of depth. So here's the theme. Here is a Shringara rasa. Shringara means it's a lot of emotions of human life, anger, desperation, love, all that. So there are two. She's going to enact two characters here. Nayaka, the hero, King Sethupathi, who is from Ramanathapuram near Rameshwaram, the supreme lover or divine lord. Sethupathis were the guardians of Ram Setu. Ram Setu in a Hebrew or Rameshwaram, they are the guardians of Ram Setu. And Nayaki is Shiva-themed, who is the queen of King Sethupathi. And she is going to portray her love for King Sethupathi, praising her Lord's great qualities and glories, her pangs of separation, her recapitulations of joyful moments, and this deep desire to reunite with them. You know why? So he went out on a war. The king has gone for the battle, and the queen is alone waiting for him to come back. She is lonely and sad. Nayaka will talk to her friend Saki and narrate her feelings towards her hero. Her friend Saki tries to cheer her up. She milks the cow and gets the fresh milk the queen likes. At night she makes a bed filled with jasmine flowers with beautiful aroma, but queen could not sleep in pain of separation. So the next part of the story goes to the court of a king, Sethupathi, who enjoys new poems, admires art of dance, and also he has high regards for the musicians. So here's presenting this story, a beautiful and very rare, and also very famous Tanjavur Varna. So Nithila to present. It's 20 minutes, so just watch the story. This ragam is Shakara Bharanam, and Talam is Adi, language is Telugu. Composer is it's a Tanjung quadrant. Just a day for you to process. So the next presentation is going to be Lakshmi Stotram. So Bharatanatyam is an absolute divine experience, often called a stairway to spirituality. So when we say spirituality, we all know the power of dance dwell in God. You know, here, this particular focus is going to be worship of Goddess Lakshmi, who has been a part of Indian tradition since the, it's an indication of, she's the god of prosperity, wealth, purity, generosity, beauty, grace, and charm. So there is an 8 sources of wealth. That's, we all know, in the social media space, right? What are those? Beauty, fame, victory, persistence, knowledge, strength, progeny, and prosperity. So in our next presentation, Lakshmi Stotram, the holy Sanskrit Stotram, is devotion to 8 manifestation of Devi Lakshmi. So Nithila she's going to carry a lotus in her hand, symbolizing wisdom blossoms. She has chakra, which is the discus, portraying the power, and the shankhu, with the conch, symbolizing victory in other hands. Her arm in Abhaya Mudra blesses devotees with falling gold coins, symbolizing prosperity. So we're going to take a little bit of time to set up. So here Nithila presenting 8 divine stanzas of Lakshmi Stotram. This ragam is Ragamalikam, obviously the ragam is in Sanskrit, Talamadi.
na ಸುಮನಸ ವಂದಿತ ಸುಮನಸ ವಂದಿತ ಸುಂದರಿ ಮಾಧವಿ ಚಂದ್ರ ಸಹೋದರಿ ಹೇಮಮಯೇ ಸುಮನಸ ವಂದಿತ ಸುಂದರಿ ಮಾಧವಿ ಚಂದ್ರ ಸಹೋದರಿ ಹೇಮಮಯೇ ಸುಮನ
It's sometimes when I watch these kids dancing, I wish I had that endurance and the dedication. So now I think it's going to be a little bit long break. Not for you yet. Okay, just make it. So I invite Pratibha and Vishal to come and speak. Okay, friends. Okay. I want to invite the best friends of Nithila to talk about. They want to talk about something. Where are they? Are you guys here? Richard? Wow, that's a long thesis.
Alarippu Vanakkam, we hope you're enjoying this beautiful event as much as we are. We are three of Nithila's friends and we'd like to say a few words about her.
Okay. Hi, my name is Avanish. I've known Nithila since about when we were like 2 years old, but unfortunately I didn't get to talk to her until about 8th grade. I remember that I only really started talking to her during one of our field trips in Boston. So it was in the pouring rain, and I was standing there, and I noticed that Nithila was holding like, I think it was like licorice or like some kind of candy like that. So I wanted to, I was in 8th grade, so I really wanted candy. So I went and talked to her. And my plan was to go ask her to gently and then leave. But unfortunately and fortunately, that didn't happen. So I don't really remember how our conversation started, but slowly it went into Harry Potter, and I started learning new Harry Potter spells. And then after that, we discussed why we were still standing in the rain. Then after that, a few more Harry Potter spells. And then I remember thinking after that I got a friend. Yay. Nithila has certainly changed for the good from that day, when we were both 8th graders till now. Since then, her personality grew immensely. After that day in Boston, we began talking more and more. For the first time, I saw her dance in 8th grade. I was emceeing the coffee house for you AAE people. So we had this thing at AAE called the Coffee House, which is like a talent show, and I was emceeing that year, and I saw Nithila's name on the roster. Yes, that's the word. So after her performance, I realized that I was friends with basically one of the best dancers that I know. She wowed us with her skills, and she grew not only in dance over time, but in other aspects as well. She loved telling jokes, and she developed a liking for what I think has a very close resemblance to elevator music. It's fine though. She finds my music bad. It's fine. Nithila has grown into a fun-loving, caring human. I can't wait to see where she goes into the future. Have fun out there, Nithila, and please don't break a leg like everybody else tells you to. That would be really bad. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Niklesh. I've known Nithila since the 7th grade. Nithila and I have our differences, but she's who you call an introvert while I'm the extrovert. Okay, 6th grade. Though the others standing next have known her for a decade longer than I have, throughout the last 4 years, she's taught me many things. She started off someone I barely knew in 6th grade homeroom, and now up to as one of my best friends. Before last year, I didn't have many classes with her, and until then, it was the only occasional hello in the hallways and stuff, and just like a little joke here and there. And one of my favorite moments with her was in biology class last year. One day, our teachers had like jars filled with like cool species in like the back of the corner of the room, and there was this one specific animal called like a sea anemone, and this particular creature freaked out Nithila, so she literally ran across the entire room, just like stood there for like 3 minutes. And it was really funny, and until this moment, I didn't realize how close we were, and after that, we became really good friends. Anyways, I could go on and on about how she's a person, how she's funny, we share the same sense of humor and everything, and we watch the same YouTube videos, sorry about that. She's really smarter than me. She's really smart, and she's really passionate about what she likes, and she's really tolerant on all my annoying jokes, as you could probably tell by the speech. I'm not really too sure how a person with such a big heart can fit in a small body. Yeah. By the end of this night, you'll notice how much she cares about and her culture and everything. Good luck, Nithila, and have fun out there.
Hello, I'm Richa. Like Avanish, I've known Nithila for more than a decade, since kindergarten specifically. I remember Nithila in 1st grade me Hannah Montana at recess. Through elementary school, as she loved to read, especially Harry Potter, as you all could tell, and into middle school, as her passion to learn about everything she can grew. Now, beginning in 11th grade, Nithila has the dream to become a psychologist, and there's no doubt that she'll be able to achieve this. It is clear to everyone that when Nithila really cares about something, she is incredibly thorough with her passion. When she sets her mind to something, she will do anything it takes to get it done perfectly. In school, when nobody in class was able to finish an assignment properly or in time, it was always her that stayed up too late to finish it, down to the last detail. She is the definition of a perfectionist, and that cannot be clearer than in her dance. We are really proud of her for finishing her mark on today and how far she's gotten in her Arangetram.
Nithila is so many different things to so many different people. She's a daughter, a dancer, a student, a sister, and to us, she's one of our closest friends. But best of all, she's herself. We wish her luck for the rest of this afternoon, and we hope she kills it, just like she has been till now. Thank you. Nandi Vanakkam.
That was great. It's always I have older kids. It's always fun to see how they they behave and emote a little bit differently. They're very little bit constrained, but it's fun to watch them. What they say, what they're thinking, but what they're saying, what they're looking at, it's an interesting thing. So I'm going to this proceedings is going to CTT's Education Fund. I'd like to introduce Tamil Changam President Gerald and Saravanan here. Saravanan. Good friends.
Alarippu vanakkam, Nithilavukku vaalthukal. Good evening, everybody. And my name is Gerald Jairaj, and this is Saravanan Gopal Swami. And on behalf of Connecticut Tamil Sangam, I sincerely thank this girl Nithila for her first wish, her for her performance, and thank her for donating all the proceeds to the Connecticut Tamil Sangam's educational fund. Thank you. I really appreciate her taking this decision, and the parents Annadurai and Pratibha, and I really appreciate their thought process. Connecticut Tamil Sangam benefiting this educational fund to support 5 students higher studies who are seeking their financial help with good grades. Students sponsoring through this educational fund are studying BE and BTech in Tamil Nadu, India. And this has been coordinated by Mr. Chandrasekhar Dear. And again, this is a great support for the Connecticut Tamil Sangam, and I sincerely thank Nithila and her parents for this great efforts. And we have a booth outside, and our treasurer, Saravanan Gopal Swami, is Connecticut Tamil Sangam's treasurer, and he's outside with our committee members. So we are out there, and will receive your honorable donation to this Connecticut Tamil Sangam. And once again, thanking this family, and I wish all the success for Nithila and her future endeavors. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to say some words in the stage. And I would like to take this opportunity also to introduce our upcoming event for CTTS. We have a Diwali event coming up on October 28th with Vijay TV Super Singers. So please do support and come and enjoy the event on October 28th. Tickets are at the counter outside the booth, and you're most welcome to get the tickets from Saravanan and the committee members. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Nandri. So I think, like I said, the Alarippu Day is one of the presentations which is very close to my heart. Kavadi Chittu. Kavadi Sindhu, I grew up listening to Kavadi Sindhu in so many different. I pretty much moved around in Tamil Nadu, a lot of rural places, and I think not knowing we always used to think the Carnatic music is for the elite or something, but the music resonated well with us was the Kavadi Sindhu. You know why? Because it's first of all, it's a very catchy tune, and it's a very folk. And also, I think it is also dedicated to I don't know. This is my own interpretation of gods, right? For some reason, I love Muruga. I don't know why. Because it's a very simple. That's what most of the folks who grew up in Tamil Nadu, they can relate to Muruga and Pilayar, the Ganapati, right? The rest of the gods are a little bit complicated. They have a lot of stories, but these two gods are very straightforward. So this Kavadi Sindhu is it's actually it's a burden. If you look at they carry they call the Kavadi, which is a burden, which symbolizes the balancing the debts of life, the sins and things. So it's always it is devoted to Lord Muruga, who is this is always an offering to Lord Muruga with a great significance. It brings peace, good luck to devotees, and considered very highly auspicious. As I said, this is called Sringar Ras and all that. This is called the Bhakti Ras. So this is somewhat for the folks who are Westerners. You can call it's like the hippie time. Like it's just kind of free soul. Just sing whatever. There is no rules of here is the charanam, here is the pallavi, here is the anupallavi. None of that. It's a very catchy tune. And this is actually a very popular. This tradition is popularized by Annamalai Reddiyar, a great composer from Tirunelveli district of Tamil Nadu. He wrote numerous songs in praise of Lord Murugan. This composition, Aragu Devam. Aragu means, Muruga is a god, is a man, so he's a handsome. Aragu can also go to a woman who's beautiful. Aragu Devam, Devam is God, is also in praise of, this composition, Aragu Devam, is in praise of Lord Muruga of Kurunmalai near Tirunelveli, presenting folk flavor of Tamil Nadu and unique tradition. I think she's going to come this way. So the lights should be on. Ragam Kavadi Sindhu, Talam Adi. This is Tamil, it's a language is Tamil. There she comes.
வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு
Even if you don't know the language, you will love it. And also it's a very simple way of praising the Lord. There is no complication. And it's one of the simple, straight, faithful to God. Hey, I'm here, just bless me. Alright, so who else? So I'm going to invite Rashan, so the other twin brother. If you don't know, they're twins. So he's going to give some glowing different. We're not twins. Are we twins? No. I'm trying to be young like him. So he's going to say a lot of words, not few words.
Hi everyone, hope you're enjoying the event so far. So yeah, you might know that I'm Nithila's twin brother, and so it's a little different than having like regular siblings. When you're a twin, it's a lot different. So everybody says, like, whenever we meet somebody, they'll say, "Oh, hi Rashan," and "Hi Nithila," and then when they realize that we're twins, they'll say, "You never told me that you're twins," and I'll say, "You never asked." And the thing is, we look very different, so it's hard to bring that up that we're twins. So it's a different thing, when people find out that we're twins. So yeah, from the outside, people say that you guys are so nice, and they'll say things like that. But obviously, it's different being a twin. There's just as much as there might be bad times, or not bad times, but you'll have fights, or things will happen between you. Equally, there'll be good times, where parts like today when. You realize who your twin really is, because there's some things you think. You're born at pretty much the same time, and there's a lot of you think that your lives are very similar, but there's a lot of things that you don't know. You don't know how much effort you put into tonight, and that's great to see that. And everybody that's here today, it's to see that, and I'm proud to be Nithila's twin brother. So hope you guys. Yeah, that's true. I don't have a choice anyway, so I have to live with that. But yeah, there's many more moments like this will come up in our lives. So I will always remember this one. So yeah, there's still a lot left tonight. So hope you guys enjoy so far and enjoy the rest of the night. But yeah, that's all I want to say. Thank you.
That was straight from his heart, not prepared to give a speech. So now I would like to invite Nithila's favorite teacher, Lori. Lori, in Hindu scriptures, mom, dad, teacher, then God. So you're above God, okay? So.
Hi, I'm Lori Sinland. As mentioned, I was Nithila's 6th grade homeroom teacher. And although raised Christian, from a very young age, I believed in reincarnation. So having the privilege to work with all of these children and you as the parents has actually been a homecoming for me. And I thank you. I didn't know until hearing her friends talk that Nithila wanted to study psychology. And I honestly couldn't think of a more perfect career for her. Nithila, although not shy, can be quiet. She's so respectful to her seniors. But she never misses anything because she is so highly observant. She is so incredibly compassionate. And she is incredibly intuitive and empathic. That, with her beauty, brains, and empathy, is such a lovely combination for what she seeks to pursue. And I am very grateful to be here. I'm grateful for the love that has been shared in both directions, parents, kids, and student. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. Okay, I was just checking if she's still ready. So I think, we are sort of getting into the peak of this performance. As you could tell, there's so many different rasam, Now, who's the king of dances? Who? Shiva. But at home, who is the king and queen? Shiva and Shakti. So that's how it goes. But anyway, this is a Shiva-stuti. Shambho, Shiva Shambho, Swayambho. So this presentation, it's a continuing on this devotional voyage. Our next performance offers praise to the God of dance, Nataraj. This dance is vibrant, rendering of Shiva, who carries the sacred river Ganga on his head, making him Gangadhar. He is also Karnakara, merciful Lord, who redeems us from this ocean of sorrow, but he gives a lot of tough time before, okay? So just let you know. Anand, who is beyond time, past, present, and future, thus infinite. And he is also Sarvesha, one who is the conqueror of death and is the Lord of all. So Shiva is a Swayambho. Swayam means it's a self-manifested, one who is created through his own accord. So he has no birth or any origin. Lord Shiva is attributeless, the Nirguna, formless, Nirakar, Roop, and thus he is. So Nithila will now present Bho Shambho, Shiva Shambho, Swayambho.
त्रयम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकालाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय
Lord Shiva. That's the, from the side I can see the somewhat close, but you guys have a much better view of all their expression. So now, we're sort of getting into the final section or final aspect of this Arangetram. You know, Tilana, I know what that means. This is the live, it's a climax of the Arangetram. It's sort of, you have seen how it's kind of peaked, now it's going to dance till I drop. That's what she's going to do. Obviously she needs to come back and say a word of thanks, but the penultimate piece of this evening is Tilana. The lively climax of the Arangetram exhibits exuberance of rhythm with the sculptured poses and pure dance, bringing out the ecstasy of human spirits by technical purity and vitality to convey feelings of supreme bliss with the rhythmic chorway patterns. It is full of rhythmic movements and beautiful postures. This Tilana, Geetwanit Takudin, I'm kind of messing this up because I haven't practiced this. Danashi Tilana is one of the gems of Tanjavur style, Bharatanatyam. It is also a 200 years old piece with a glorious history. The joyous and fast-paced rhythmic sections of this piece is accompanied by small verses in praise of Lord Padmanabha. The raga is Danashi, Tal is Adi. Enjoy the Tilana, and following that, we are going to have a Madhyamavati Mangalam. With that, we'll get into the next phase of the program. Nithila, we invite you to excite us.
Ta
finale of all the presentation. And I don't know, Nithila, can you come over quickly? Nithila? Nithila? Oh, I want them to give you a standing ovation. Come in. Finish Mangal.
That's finished.
Mangal, sorry. I thought there was over, sorry.
Mangalam Shubha Mangalam Shri Mahaganapati Mangalam Mangalam Shubha Mangalam Shri Mahaganapati
I'd like to invite Guruji to come and do an award presentation.
Bharatanatyam is a divine art of India. It takes all of us into world of bliss. Raso Vaisaha. The blissful mode is Parabrahma, the Supreme Being. Yes, Nithila has presented today full traditional repertory Margam, and we have all experienced divinity right here of our classical art form. Bharatanatyam is blissful because it's not simply to entertain, but it transforms and ultimately elevates both dancers and viewer closer to Supreme Being. Nithila learning Bharatanatyam from last 7 years at Satvikam Shivam. She was very little when she started. From start, I have found spark in her eyes. She is very talented, passionate about dances, extremely graceful, and very sincere in her work. Her respect and love for her Tamil roots and Indian culture have made this journey distinct and phenomenal. Put your hands together one more time for my exceptional Nithila, for her talent, for her passion and outstanding performance today. And it's time to present her the awarding title, Magnifique. I would wait for Nithila to come back and I want her to listen what I like today. Nithila, today you have shown your outstanding abilities as a dancer. She is very quiet, but her grace and talent speak. Her determined personality, insightful nature and confidence are her biggest assets. Yes, there she is. Nithila, you want to come and join on stage? Obedience, persistence, and fast learning capacity. All these qualities have brought you here today, Nithila. Elegant grace in Pushpanjali with the good start. Alarippu was brilliant. And it was very crisp footwork in Jatishwaram. Divine portrayal of Radha in Alarippu. And she took us all to Vrindavan. Varnam, you showed your great capabilities as an artist. Folk tunes of traditional Kaudi was really very beautiful. And you continued with the spiritual theme with Ashtalakshmi Stotram. But devotional peak was Bhosham Bhosham Samposvampo. I felt like Lord Shiva himself came down on the stage today. And you exhibited all sophisticated adavus with ease, keeping a charming smile, so you were so tired still. Absolutely amazing, Tilana. So proud of you, and you have a well-deserved standing ovation. our Natarajaya Arpanamastu. And my best wishes and blessings today on this achievement and always. This is just a beginning of a creative journey. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. I desire you continue practice and perform this art form and add more creativity and glory to Indian culture and this art form. Thank you Annadurai and Pratibha, keeping Nithila focused in Bharatanatyam, motivating her every day for dance. What an artist she has become today. Also for a wonderful event today. Thank you. I would like to say thanks. Here, this event is not possible without a lot of help. Bala Thiruji, as usual, wonderful announcements today. Thank you, decoration team, Jayati, and also light, sound, technical team. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Dinesh, for wonderful photography, and I can't wait for the results now. And also the videography team and all creative teams. Thank you to the backstage team. Thank you, Sabita and Seema and your team. Absolutely wonderful makeup, and Nithila looked perfect all the time. I have no words for our extraordinary musical team today. Baluji, Gaurishi, Kalyanji and Prayuji, thank you so much. I don't have words to thank enough. And wonderful audience like you, thank you. I know I have missed many, and special thanks to all people for support, help and motivation. I would like to convey my pranam today to my Guru, Srimati Smita Shastri. A special thank to her, and I'm remembering her as a Guru Shishya Parampara today. And my pranam to Lord Nataraj. His presence here today, making this event divine and magical. You all have witnessed today, when he is in charge of the stage, everything becomes so much appealing, fascinating, fruitful and magical. Keep blessing us, O merciful Lord. I would like Nithila to join me for oath. I, Nithila Annadurai.
I, Nithila Annadurai.
After receiving awarding title Nritya Tirth in Bharatanatyam dance style, I will continue dancing and performing through regular practice and devotion. I am proud to be part of this culture and try to preserve and promote this divine art and culture of India in its original format. I strive to be a good and lovable human being who is sensitive to feelings of all. Thank you, Nithilam. Ending here with a beautiful thought, Shubham Bhavatu. And with this beautiful thought, I'm handing over to Nithila.
Good evening, everyone. I'm sorry this is going to be a little long. I have a lot of people to thank. So thank you, first of all, for everyone for being here. Every single one of your presence means so much to me, and I'm glad I could share this night with you. When I first stepped foot into Urvi Auntie's house for the first time, I never would have thought I would have ended up here in this beautiful hall with all you beautiful people, having completed my Arangetram. I was probably just worrying about my math homework due the next day. These past 7 years have been long and came with ups and downs, but now that I'm here at the end, I understand how important each and every one of those days were. I've changed a lot as a person, and I'm grateful to know that I can accomplish anything I fully set my heart and mind to. Although I am sad that this chapter of my life is coming to a close, a new one is also beginning, and I am ready to take that on.
This event would not have been this successful if it weren't for a bunch of people, so allow me this time to sincerely thank you. I would first like to thank God for overseeing this event and making it run so smoothly. Thank you, Lord Nataraj, for giving me the strength I needed to dance today and forever. Thank you to my mom and dad for investing so much of their time into preparing this event so perfectly so I wouldn't have to stress out. Thank you for being as committed to this as I was. While I went to sleep after dance classes every week, they would stay up and handle all the planning and arrangements, so thank you. I love you. Thank you, Rashan, for being here, for being an awesome brother, and your support will never go unnoticed. I would not be the dancer I am today without my guru, Rubianti. Like you always say, even though you sit across from us in the dance class, we're always on the same team, and I'll never forget that. I can't wait to keep helping and involving myself in this art of dance that you have given me. Thank you. Thank you to my dance class, who have been with me for 6 years and made me enjoy going to dance even when I didn't want to. Every single one of you are such amazing people and dancers, so I thank you. Thank you to my friends and teachers that have supported me and encouraged me in dancing. Thank you for dealing with me when I complained and also appreciating my dance and letting me express this part of me. I appreciate all of you, whether you can make it here or not today. Thank you to my family in India, who even though are not here today, I know are giving me their blessings across the oceans. I love you all. Thank you to the musician team for playing such beautiful music and being so talented and bearing with my mess-ups here and there. It was an honor to work with all of you. A big sincere thank you to everyone and anyone who was involved with this event, and once again, thank you to you all for sitting through these 3 hours. Nandri Vanakkam.
I just want to say a few words about Nithila's dance journey, where it all began and where we are here today. So about 7 years flashback, I asked her whether she wants to pursue Bharatanatyam. Even though initially she said no, and then she gave it a bit of thought and said yes, but with a condition. She said, yes, I will learn, but you should not ask me to perform on stage. That's what was the condition. I said, yes, well, you get some physical activity, learn an art, I'm not going to push you. So she started, and then 7 years after, I asked her another question, whether you want to do a solo performance, or you want to do with your group, or you not do any performance, just you can graduate. Okay. Again, she gave it a bit of thought and said, yes, I will do it, but again, one condition, I will do only solo. Solo performance was her option. So I'm proud where she is today, and I attribute that, the courage and the confidence she's gained through these 7 years to Mrs. Urviji. She strikes a perfect balance between being a disciplined teacher versus giving that friendly moral support to the students. So I really thank her for all that she has provided for Nithila through this journey. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for your presence here and your blessings. We would never forget this moment. To end this day, we have a dinner set up in the 2nd floor, and please stay here and have your dinner, and you could use the reception room which is on the 2nd floor, and also the lobby area. Please take your time and enjoy the dinner. This is from Natya restaurant, and I'm sure you all would like Indian food. Please stay and have your food. Before I leave, I want to introduce my friend Om Prakash, who came all the way from Long Island, New York. He wants to say a few words.
வணக்கம். நேரமின்மை காரணமாக இந்த இனிமையான நேரத்தில் நித்திலாவை வாழ்த்த வேண்டும் என்ற எண்ணம் தோன்றியது. ஸோ அதுக்கு ஒரு திருக்குறளை எடுத்துக்கொள்ளலாம் என்று நினைத்து அதை தான் சொல்ல போறேன். இன்று பொழுதில் பெரிதுவக்கும் தன் மகளை சான்றோன் என கேட்ட தாய். அதுக்கு அர்த்தம் எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியுதுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். அதாவது அந்த மாதிரியான ஒரு இனிமையான தருணத்தை அண்ணாதுரை அவருடைய பெற்றோர்களுக்கு இன்றைக்கு செல்வி நித்திலா அவர்கள் ஏற்படுத்தி கொடுத்திருக்கார்கள். இது மாதிரி நிறைய ஒரு இனிமையான அனுபவத்தை ஏற்படுத்தி கொடுப்பார்கள். இன்றைக்கு அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு அனுபவத்தை எடுத்து கொடுத்தார்கள். அதை சொல்லவே நான் வந்தேன். அந்த திருக்குறள் மூலமாக அவளை வாழ்த்த விரும்புகிறேன்.
God bless Nithila.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Please have the rest of the evening. Have a good, safe trip back home. Thank you.
I realized, so I came here and just thank you. How is